28, trying to shock the number 2 team in the country here in Charlottesville.
One last play.
You'll know in 4 seconds who wins it. Touchdown! No!
Confidence isn't always derived from unfettered success. Sometimes it's born from simply getting up off the mat. Florida State and Virginia represented both sides of this same coin in 1995. The Seminoles had run roughshod through the ACC, unbeaten in 29 contests over 3 seasons. The Cavaliers, meanwhile, suffered gutting last-second losses at national powers Michigan and Texas that only served to embolden the talented roster. They could play with anyone.
As a team, we felt like if we can play with Michigan, we can play with Texas, we can play with Florida State, and we did.
Well, I think our preparation was really good. I think we were focused on what we wanted to do, knew their key players and the things that we needed to take away, and felt really confident in our game plan. We knew we were going to play really well at home. Certainly when you showed up to the stadium that night is unmatched and is electric for Scott Stadium crowd.
It was chilly, but rainy, but kind of the perfect football night. I don't know, there was just this aura. We couldn't wait to get on the field.
Inside, it's heating up because the Cavalier fans know that Florida State in the last 4 years has seen their opponents go down like a cold beer on a hot day. The Wahoos of Virginia tonight hope to snap that long conference winning streak. Tiki Barber hit in the backfield. Ball loose.
I fumbled. Immediately, they scored. If we're gonna make mistakes, they're gonna destroy us. But that week, we had seen a lot on film that they like to bring the safety down, force the play into extra defenders. Mike sees it coming, sees the safety creeping down, and he gets up and he calls the audible, and I'm like, all right, here we go.
Little option. Barber's got the corner already. Tiki Barber might have a touchdown. One man to beat. Forget it. He's gone.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, dude, there's nobody here. The obstacle is what you see when you take your eye off the prize. And so all I was doing was just digging as hard as I could. I mean, it was awesome.
Those kinds of plays, when they presented themselves, we needed to make those plays. And really to a man, all 22 on offense and defense were able to do that throughout the night.
They are going to punt it though, and it's blocked.
My brother on the defense, Percy Ellsworth, James Ferrier, Jamie Sharper. We have all the talent that we need. We have a really good quarterback in Mike.
Groh, play action, deep streak for Pete Allen. He made the catch. He's going to go. 72 yards.
I knew I had Pete outside one-on-one, I think, if I remember correctly. He kind of looked at me, and I looked back at him. I knew what that look meant, and said, let's go ahead and test him down the field. And he made a great play on that ball.
Halftime from Scott Stadium. The Wahoos are hooing it up. Cavaliers lead the Seminoles 27-21.
Linebackers, you're getting bewildered. Secondary, you've given up long passes instead of fighting for the stinking ball. Just remember, it's a 60-minute football game.
I know that when they couldn't score with the big plays, they had to throw the balls in the flat, they had to throw the balls deep 7 routes and what have you. They couldn't score quick. We knew we could play with them. Coach Lance, rest in peace, our defensive coordinator, he had a certain game plan for us building up to Florida State. They call it the 3-3 stack now. 3 down linemen, me, Potsy, and they brought Anthony Poindexter down as like our 4th linebacker. They're playing in the flats as well.
The ACC heavyweight tilt settled into a late-round war of field position. Will Bryce pinning the Seminoles deep, Rafael Garcia booting field goals, and Lance's stacked defense stymieing each offensive. Still, an eerily familiar scene was coming into focus. Virginia would need one last stop, and with it, a reversal of fortunes.
It was almost a sense of, we've done our part. Now our defense has to save us. I'm just like chewing on my lip or chewing on my mouthpiece and just thinking, they're gonna make a stop. And you realize they only have a play left. When they direct snapped it to work, I was like, oh crap. I honestly thought that's the perfect play.
The snap back to Danny Cannell.
And he hands off up the middle. No, he lost the ball. What are they going to call? They're going to say no. They're going to say no. Virginia won the football game. Virginia. I don't believe it.
I started shooting through a gap backside. So if you saw still plays, you saw me diving in through an A gap trying to get his leg. And I just got his leg on a swipe and made him stumble. And as he was stumbling, Burnham and Poindexter finished him off at the goal line.
Everybody points to Dex, but it was Adrian Burnham who made the play. He jumped over the top and punched. And when he hit the ball perfectly, and even though Warwick went into the end zone, his head was in the end zone, the punch knocked the ball back, and it stayed right there. The tip of that ball never crossed the goal line. Warwick and me and Rondé have gotten really close over the years, and every time I see him, the first thing I say, you weren't in.
Celebration was unbelievable.
Running on the field and just overwhelmed, really with, I don't know if it was relief or excitement, but you got to have faith to be able to believe that something like that can happen. And we had a lot of guys that did and had a lot of confidence in each other. And, that's obviously an exciting night when we're still talking about.
That team made it feel like Virginia's a player in college football. It shined a light on Virginia. We're proud of that. It changed Virginia football.